Welcome in. This will be the Real Talk with Spoon and Puddin.
I know that
Uh,
episode.
I'm the one and only Big Spoon. This is episode 23, Puddin. 23.
Oh, 23. Okay. All right. Well, you clarified that for me. So you got a disclosure to read, or should people just know?
Nah, we'll read it. Primary purpose of this podcast is to educate and share our thoughts and opinions. When we have proof and evidence on a topic, it will be brought forth. This podcast does not constitute advice or services to anyone. Spoon and Puddin do not accept any responsibility or liability for our guests or anyone's comments or actions based on the material we talk about on our podcast. This podcast is for private, non-commercial use, and everyone should ascertain that the information we provide is correct and verified at all times. There shall be no adding, editing, or reproduction of this podcast without prior written permission from Spoon and Puddin. You reach us at Real Talk at Spoon and Puddin. Or Real Talk with Spoon and Puddin at gmail.com.
We missed the domain.
Oh, well.
Oh,
It's going across the bottom there. We're on YouTube. Emails at Gmail. So what's going on tonight, Puddin?
I was a little behind, but what are you doing?
Tired
Ready
of the rain?
to start y'all's business? Side hustle?
Nah. Tired of the rain already.
Oh, there you go with the back feed.
Tired of the rain already. Nah. Start off. What are you doing?
Oh no.
Well, what do we want to talk about tonight there, Puddin?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world.
You want to start local, or you just want to go big?
You say whatever you want to do.
Well,
you know me. The local stuff is fine, but
let's go big. What do you got big to talk about? Let's go.
Assault weapon ban. You think it's going to go through the Senate?
Oh my God. What?
Think they're going to squeak it through and then
Me and Mama won.
See.
Okay. Well, I didn't think they was going to get the last gun bill through, and they snuck it through.
Don't turn on the light. It's happening.
I'm kind of hoping Pelosi flies to Taiwan and the Chinese do what they're saying. Might maybe go buy some Chinese shoes or something. Thank you, China. Appreciate it.
Me and my dad was talking. He said, I'm thinking about getting me a shirt made. It's going to be the most hated Democrat 2024, just to piss people off. I'm like, there's a whole lot of those. I mean, how can you pick Pelosi and Schumer, Kamala? I mean, how can you pick which the worst one is?
I hate a lot of Republicans too, though.
What do they talk about with the assault one? Taking all of them.
Oh, they've got a list, same as like 1994 all over again. Got a list of them in magazines and stuff they're talking about, and try to ram it through the Senate, and then goofball, they just give him a crayon and pass it on his desk, and he'll sign it. Just crayon, Crayola. I don't know, maybe he'll use a different color for each letter. Hell, you never know. He might even sign it. Let's go, Brandon. At this point,
Are they going to create the ATF all over again?
I think that the ATF chief knows. I don't know. He don't seem to be. There was an interview where they were acting like, "Hey, are you going to come after the guns?" And he was kind of a little bit, "No, we're going to do what the courts and what the Congress tell me to do." So it seems like he knows enough that he doesn't want to. Actually, he probably knows that he'll get fired if if the Congress swings are heavy in November. He knows he better do his job or they'll fire his ass. So what do you want to talk about other than that? I couldn't believe that one got through. I was like, wow.
Nah, the only thing I was going to talk about is our our little ordeal with the city where they keep throwing up roadblock after roadblock. We've been trying for the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks to try to get things on the agenda to be able to go talk about them. And
Oh, they've got.
they've been throwing roadblocks at us for getting our records requests out, but they won't. This is what they tell you. They'll tell every citizen, you can only speak on something on the agenda. You get 5 minutes, but it's easy to get something on the agenda. Just speak to the mayor or one of the council members, and they'll get it on the agenda for you. And I've been through the mayor and 2 of the council members that will talk to us. None of the rest of them will respond to emails or anything. And
we on the first we told the mayor we wanted fluoride on the agenda.
And tomorrow's going to be August 1st, so that's going to be a month later.
Yeah, well, and then all he said is get with your, aldermen, and you said you've got with 2, and I'm like, well, I haven't requested it from the aldermen.
Yeah, you have.
Well, one, I mentioned it to one, but I didn't mention it to the other one.
Right.
That's up to you, but.
But I've sent emails to all of them. You won't get any response out of them.
They've got the FOIA request on there. We'll just have to talk about that.
So they've been throwing roadblocks up for what? 3 months of us getting our records requests. For 6 weeks to 2 months,
you're going on 4.
For 6 weeks to 2 months, they're throwing up roadblocks instead of us getting something on the agenda to address the council and the city about. But yet, on this week's agenda coming tomorrow night, they have on the agenda open records requests where they can vote to tell anyone when their record's being pulled, right?
Yeah, which is fine.
But yeah, that's fine. It's just ironic and comical that you can't do your job, but yet you want to notify your buddy that his record's being pulled so that you have time to lie and cheat when redacting information to give it to us 2 or 3 months later instead of in the time you should give it to us. It's just
we don't honestly know that we're getting anything from everything anyways.
We're not. I already know we're not.
Well,
just like a file I got Friday, I told you I know for a fact that a certain person had write-ups and citizen complaints. Do you think that was in the file when I got it? Absolutely not.
If you know that there's things in the file that aren't in there, then that's where you need to file. You need to file your fraud waste. I've already filed mine. I'm not going to worry about it.
It's not going to do any good. Have you got any response out of them?
I ain't got no response out of nobody. But
exactly. Comptrollers, they don't care.
The only thing I can say is, tomorrow night when we go in there, we can tell the city of Portland that their records lady makes $37.08 an hour. Pretty good.
And that's if she didn't get any of this 4% raise.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask. Well, ask that question. Since
that don't includes any bonuses or anything like that.
No, that's just base. Base salary, pretty good, but she needs help. So for all the people out there who sit there and she says, "I got all these records requests," no, you don't have that many. And if you would just do what the request asks and send it out, it would be done and over with. But she'd rather spend time talking to us and dilly-dallying with us, making us inspect them instead of just running through a scanner and emailing to us and being over with it.
Well, they're open from 8 to 4:30. So I think they're there till about 5 by the time they.
She takes an hour lunch. She told me an email the other day that she won't be there in the morning until afternoon because she's got something business in the morning. Which okay, all right.
So pretty much they have baker hours. They're off every holiday, every weekend. She's been there 40 years, so she probably has 3 months of vacation. So she probably works less than I do.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I only work
less than most people.
And I only work 6 months out of a year, if you do the days. And she makes over $80,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, 77 or something.
That's her base.
Yeah, that's her base.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't include that. That's not any bonuses or other incentives built in. That's just a base 77.
Yeah, that 4%. If I've got my math here right, that 4%, that'd be $1.48 raise. So
I bet put her up to 38.56.
Yeah. $38.56 an hour, and then I don't know. She might get more money for being
So right now she makes 37.08, and she needs help when she
She
already
needs
has
help.
baker hours. So that means if she worked overtime right now, that's $55.62 an hour for overtime,
She needs help.
and she needs help. So I would think the average person in this town that doesn't have a degree and have a high-paying technical
Oh no,
job.
no, she's got those little. She's done those 2 hour, those little Kelly courses,
Oh
and
yeah.
she's done her 2 hours of sexual harassment
So
course.
you divide
Hey,
it by three.
speaking of, was that sexual harassment paper in the chief's file?
No,
Still
wasn't
wasn't.
in, wasn't in anybody else's file. None. So
So she's the only person who's went to sexual harassment training. All right.
if you divided that 55.62 by three, you come to $18.54. Do
That's
you
most
think
people's entries rate.
that's what? So you probably that's probably the average pay for the people who live in this town, right? 18.52,
Probably. Well, a little less, I'd say,
say
maybe.
a little less. So if you divided her overtime pay by three, you make less than what she would do if you divided it by three, and she makes double what anybody else does. Which, yeah, her tenure, yeah, she's been there 40 years. Great. Does that mean she does a great job because she's been there 40 years?
Nope.
I'm not saying she doesn't do a great job because
Well, no,
I'm not
she
on the
got
inside.
she got her stuff on the agenda about
Oh yeah.
FOIA. She was able to get that done. Like I said, if real simple, if someone sends you a FOIA request, you go get the file, you figure out what you need to do, you scan it in, you email it back to them and serve with. You don't go running down and say, "Hey, somebody wants your file."
Well, this is something comical. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna start you with, if I can find the very first one, because I pulled Brian Price's file. Right,
Who's that?
he's the engineer over Portland that creates more of a mess than anything. This is 18, because I thought it was pretty telling. Yeah, I think this is the start, because he's only been here a few years. This is 2015. Is that Brian Price? 2015. 2015 shows him at $33 an hour. $33 an hour. So, oh me.
Well, Did you put any of them things I emailed you on the fluoride up on?
I
In
didn't. So let's do the math. $33 an hour. $13.20 times 52. His base pay would be $68,000. All right. This is in the middle of 2015. Fast forward a little over 5 years, and what do you think he made in the middle of 2021?
I don't know.
105,000. So he went from, what I tell you,
30, 33. You didn't tell
60,
me a gross.
68,000. So in a matter of 5 years, he went up $40,000. Anybody else in their field go up that much in 5 years?
Pretty good.
That was in 2021. He makes more in 2022, which I haven't got that budget yet, but
I need to find the one with fluoride in it. That's the one I was curious about because it was about $1,800 every other month for fluoride.
105,000 divided by
Oh gosh,
52 by 40. He makes $51 an hour, and he started at $32 an hour. I wish I had that pay scale of my pay raising that rapidly in that short amount of time.
oh damn it! That's not the one I want. What the hell? We're making everybody just really mad at us. I'm looking up the fluoride thing.
What do you look at? You should have that ready.
What?
You should have it ready if you want to talk about it.
I'm looking it up. I mean, you're like talking about the engineer. So, where's that? It'd be easier for me to show it if I go to Acrobat or Adobe or whatever. So this has the City of Portland paid May 4th, 2022, check number 40956. And then here's the cost of the fluoride. 1826.
That's what, for a month?
That's about 2 months. And then it goes back to this one was paid on February
18 what?
1587 for this one. Then November 1440. The price is getting pretty expensive.
Well, that's $112,000 if you kept that price for the whole year, just for the fluoride.
No, it's not that much. It ain't that expensive. We got 4 bills August.
You said it was
August and May. It's every other month.
You said 18.
The first one was 18. The last one was 1800.
18,000 or 1800?
1800.
Yeah, you told me 18587.
No, I emailed them to you.
All right, 1857, right?
Yeah, it was 18 something. And then
times 6,
17,
11,000 something. But the price keeps going up. But that's just for the fluoride.
Yeah,
and did you get your MSDS on it, or you just got the country of origin?
I sent it to you. The MSDS has has some information here. If you guys want to see what it is, there it is. Hydrofluoric acid. And then there's the case number right there. That case number 766-39-3. That case number comes out of China. So this hydrofluoric acid comes from China, which is something that our buddy wanted to know. Oh, so, because that stuff comes from China, and your water department pays, about $1,000 a month almost for it.
Not China, no. Surely it doesn't come from China.
People don't understand what it is. It's a refining chemical that's used to be poisonous to dispose of. So they figured out, hey, we'll just fool people and make them think it's for their teeth. But there's no conspiracies around.
Oh no,
no.
We don't want to keep people stupid and uneducated, do we?
We just tell them it's conspiracy, and then they'll run away from it.
Go tell your mama.
But that was the latest of what I got last week, and supposedly I'll be getting the IT guy Brandon Roberts' file along with how much that expensive machine cost. They're trying to pretend like, oh, that's just an empty foyer room. What could be a records room now? Maybe you could stop paying the storage unit to hold your records.
Why would you have an empty foyer room when you have the setup to make it a record scanning room? And
it's irrelevant. I want to just see what it costs, and then I'll contact the comptroller sometime this week and ask him what's the progress on my case.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they're going to say, yeah, we're really hurrying on that one.
Oh yeah.
The whole stinking system's got to come down, man. That's all there is to it.
The only thing I can tell people is this year's November election. Get out and vote. Make a difference. Pay attention to what's going on.
Aren't you putting your hat in the ring for sure?
Yes, I am.
You're running out of time.
I'm gathering signatures.
I thought you already had them. You had 30 something.
I got 40 right now. Oh. But you got to have 25 legit. So I'm gonna fill the paper up. I'm gonna get 20 more. You gotta have it turned in by August 18th. So I got a couple more weeks.
Well, I know you got a few more weeks, but like I said, you need to figure it out if you're going to be the mayor.
I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and run. That's up to the people.
I mean, are you going the hat for ring or for mayor or alderman?
Yeah, going for mayor. Go big or go home.
Oh well, that's what big spoons do, ain't it?
That's right.
Take all the fruity pebbles out of the bowl.
I feel like we need a change. We need something better for this community.
Yeah. Take your big spoon and get a hold of that.
Yeah, right.
No, come on now. I know what you're trying to do. You're like, let's go with a. He suddenly turned it off. Yeah. See, I knew what you was doing. But you'll, like I said, you can. I don't know, man. I hope you. You're probably going to have a big turnout this year.
I hope.
Well, they're trying to do the tax raise. They got it on the ballot. Everyone in Portland, y'all need to go vote if you don't want this to be like White House.
We'll see it. It got voted down in the 2020 election,
Well,
and
they're trying again.
They're putting it back on there. Portland residents, if you don't know, well, any other local community, if they don't already have it, they're probably doing the same thing. You know, they want to tell you that this is good for you. You know, they come with their hands out. This is going to be good for the community. Why? So you can waste another $50 million?
I'd say if the sitting council members or the sitting mayor has gotten a raise, there should be no raises in taxes.
Well, the mayor's getting a raise. Yeah.
Yeah, so there shouldn't be a raise in taxes.
Well, you're not supposed to raise taxes
He could
in
have
election year anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, but still not even that. He could have, diverted his raise, because the city needed money.
You think any of them's going to do that?
Oh.
You got a sitting recorder who's been there 40 years, who has banker hours doing a cushy job,
she makes more than you do on overtime, and you're a truck driver.
Yeah. Oh, if she works overtime, she makes a whole lot more than I do.
Oh yeah.
Her regular pay is more than my overtime.
But she complains to all the aldermen about how all these FOIA requests are really just tying me up. I need help.
Well, I mean, it's probably distracting her and some of the rest of them from watching TikTok or playing on Facebook or something. I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure we're probably some of the only people sending FOIA requests to them. Honestly.
Yeah, it probably ain't many more.
Oh, if any.
Yeah, I think there's a few more people because I've rubbed off on some people and.
Yeah, but that's from when? We're on episode 23. It's not even half a year.
Well, yeah, you got to figure our first one. We've really done 26 episodes because we done beta. That's 24.
That's half a year though. And we didn't start. You didn't start the FOIA request until April, so
March. I think is my first one.
You did March.
Yeah.
Has everything been filled?
Yeah. I only had like one or two in March. It was something small. I'm still waiting on stuff from April.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You're into 4 months.
May, June, July. So yeah, it's working on 4 months now. 4 months when the TPRA says speedy, but within 7 days they're supposed to notify you an estimated time of arrival, which is reasonable.
It's like I said, dude. It's
the file that the part-time mayor, or the part-time attorney got involved in. I got in a month late.
I wonder if we should put a proposition up on the FOIA request about, if we send in a FOIA request and it isn't filled in 10 days, that she loses $1 an hour for the week.
Well,
you think should it be? I think it'd get filed a lot faster.
Well, on this proposition they got going before the council to vote on tomorrow, Monday, about notifying people when their records pulled. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go talk and tell them. I have no problem with that. But
would you like us to go to the person before her, because maybe they'll fill the record faster?
Well, what I'm saying is they should not notify the person until they have fulfilled the record, right? They
They're
should, but,
gonna. I don't
but
care. I mean, look, she
it,
acts. They're looking for anything they can to try to not fulfill the records. All
exactly. But
right.
what I'm saying is, if you go tell the person, as soon as somebody requests the record and they have buddies in any department, that opens more avenues for corruption, right?
The whole system's corrupt.
Yes, of course I know that, but it gives more avenues and more doors for more corruption. It's, you know, if the recorder calls on Monday and calls over to, officer whoever, and says, "Hey, your record's been fooled," and his wife or his sister or whatever runs the department for the police, who passes those records back to the recorder to give to us. Do you think that's not an avenue for even more corruption? I'm not opposed. Hey, you can tell anybody that I requested their files, but it should be after you fulfilled my request, not before.
I still want to see all the aldermans in the mayor's file.
What you already heard? They don't have a file.
They have a file. It has payroll in it. I want to see that. I don't care if it's just
What about their training records? Because I know for a fact that the mayor has went through different training sessions that the taxpayers paid for. So where's those training records at that the city's paid for? That I've paid for?
There's no file.
What, you're not keeping a record of them? Everybody has a file. No matter where you work, everybody has a file.
Diller might be mad at me tomorrow, but I don't care.
What, he's gonna be back? He ain't gonna be there. Have you seen him I've seen him one meeting in 2 months. So
yeah, I wish he was there so I could. I let him get mad at me because I was gonna tell him, about his little, his personnel file is on the news. It's released to the news, and why ain't the rest of them's released to the news?
well, because they're covered up. They don't have a file.
They got a damn file. That's why I'm saying I think we should just go to the. I don't know if we should just go to the court at this point.
You want to go file a motion? I'm ready.
They're lying.
Yep. Just like when they got that part-time city attorney involved, and he wanted to pretend like he knew what was going on, and he promised me that the certain record would be ready at June 28th.
No, July.
No, for
July
me.
20. Oh, well, it wasn't.
It wasn't there.
Nothing's ready.
We went July 1st. They didn't have it. They didn't have your stuff. That's what I tried to tell him. I said, dude, you ain't got a clue. You're getting involved in something you know nothing about. That's why after the first response to him, I didn't respond to him anymore. I have no use for you. Hendersonville don't want you. They've been trying to get rid of you forever.
Oh, well. But no, like I said, I ain't worried about it too much, man.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I ain't, dude. I mean, short of going in there and just filing something with the court or something, I mean, really, there ain't nothing else you can do with them. We'll see what kind of BS that they show up, and I'll compare the recorder's file to what I get for Brandon Roberts, the internet guy. I'll compare the two files and see, is there something in his file that she didn't have, or things in her file that he didn't have?
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're not paying attention to cross-referencing information.
What's like the few files I went through on Friday, one officer files I went through.
Oh, you did one this Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where Brian Price's information I just told you. There was this one.
Oh, the guy that in 6 years went up $40K.
In less than 6 years, went up over $40,000.
So some people don't even make that in a year, but he went up that. So must be really good, or he knows where the bodies are buried.
You started out at 40-something thousand. No, he went up 60-something thousand. He started out at 40-something thousand, and now he's up over almost 110,000 as of last year. So his pay is over doubled in less than 6 years.
Well, to the people of Portland, I have a fraud, waste, and abuse claim. Still waiting to hear back from comptroller, but
They're
it's
useless.
well, they're going to be useless too. But I think that they have. You're allowed to go into the city hall and take pictures with your cell phone, right? Correct.
Yeah.
You aren't
Uh,
allowed to go in there and take a scanner in where it would make the job that much faster, right?
well, I, does a TPRA say you can't take a scanner in there?
No, it doesn't. Not that I've seen. Not
Yeah.
that I've noticed. Says it should be allowable, but they say the city of Portland says no, you can't.
Well, it doesn't matter what they say; it's what the TPRA says, right?
They're just they say she made it real pretty clear about that machine. It's mainly for maps and scanning maps in. I'm like, yeah, it can't scan in papers. Well, we use something else to scan papers in. I said, okay, and why aren't you scanning the papers in and emailing them to us? She didn't have a response. I'm hoping that she'll have a response if we ask her tomorrow. See what I'm saying? You know, so
Here it is, right here. This is the Portland City Ordinance where it says they have adopted the TPRA, right,
hmm
for their public records.
I'm gonna go top this off. I'll be right back.
All right. And they say that they're going to, you know, uh, give us the records in the appropriate amount of time and be fully transparent uh, and all that. But they don't. It says this policy is available for inspection and duplication in the office of the city recorder. This policy shall be reviewed periodically as needed. The policy shall be applied consistently throughout the various offices, departments, and or divisions of the city of Portland, including the following: Industrial Development Board and Airport Authority. They're adding those to the other. Record custodian, the office, official, or employee lawfully responsible for direct custody and care of public record. See Tennessee Code annotated 10-7-503A1C. The records custodian is not necessarily the original preparer or receiver of the record. They're just the middleman between the departments and the person requesting. All documents, papers, letters, maps, books, photographs, microfilms, electronic data processing files, and outputs, films, sound recordings, or other material, regardless of physical form of characteristics, made or received pursuant to law or ordinance or in connection with the transaction of official business by any government agency, Tennessee Annotated Code 10-7503A1A, Public Records Request Coordinator, the individuals, a requester, a person seeking access to a public record, whether it is for inspection or duplication. A public record request shall be made to the public arrest coordinator, which is the city recorder. Requests for inspection only cannot be required to be made in writing. Will request a mailing or email address from the requester for providing any written communication under the TPRA, which that's what we do. We email them. So that's how we get our inspections. Requests for copies or requests for inspections shall be made in writing form on Form A in person or by mail or by email. Of course, you got to have proof of evidence, your Tennessee residency, not in the city, just Tennessee residency.
No, I was confused about that. I thought I was only allowed to file in the county. So, like I said, it just seems like like I said, it's just roadblock. It's roadblocks and stonewall you. He'll get the city attorney to email you and say that there's no records when there are records. There's got to be payroll records. It's always payroll records. So, but
See right here. This is in the city code because
okay.
they adopted the TPRA. Upon receiving a public records request, the record custodian, being Miss Patricia, the recorder, shall promptly make requested public records available in accordance with Tennessee Code annotated 10-7-503, which states they have 7 days to give you the file or give you an estimated time of arrival, and it should be promptly, is what the Tennessee 10-7-503. If the record custodian is uncertain that the applicable exemption applies, the custodian may consult the PRRC Council and or the OORC. If not practical to properly provide records requests because additional time is necessary to determine whether records exist, search for, retrieve, or otherwise gain access, and to redact, the records custodian shall, within 7 days, same thing the TPR says, from the records receipt of the request, to send the requester a completed public records response form, which is Form B. If the records custodian denies a public records request, he or she shall deny the request in writing as provided in Section 3A- or A.2.B, and may use the public records request response Form B. All right, so I still have records that I requested in June that I have gotten no response out of.
She, dude, she makes 37.08 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, $80,000 a year, you got time to respond, right?
No, don't. I mean, she's so underpaid. So, she doesn't know what she's doing. Just like the rest of them. I don't think none of them.
See, down in 5, there shall be no charge for inspection of public records. All right. Well, when we started requesting these records, we were getting them digital through email. And then all of a sudden they want to get the part-time attorney involved, which has no freaking clue what he was getting himself into. And now they want to throw these ridiculous amounts on. Like, well, here, we got these files where you come in. I'm like, the first few files they wanted like $70 for them, $68 or something. And then you went in there, and how many pages did you have and how much they wanted?
185, and they wanted 157. So it was like 85 cents a page.
Yeah, they wanted $157 for 185 pages. When in reality, how many of those pages did you really want? 50?
I scanned all of them. I mean, I took a picture of all of them.
Well, I understand because you went in there and requested them.
Well, I didn't realize 140 of them was some damn long. What was that shit again? It was like the whole hearing, start to finish, of a whole damn city council meeting on should someone be fired or not because he challenged them. I mean, it's 140 something pages, start to finish, and the city paid like $800 for that. Well, taxpayers pay $800.
Yeah, who wants that?
I haven't read it yet. No.
Here's the fees and charges and procedure for billing and payment. Fees and charges for copies of public records should not be used to hinder access to public records.
No, that's what they're using. They're definitely using to hinder access.
Here's you pay us $157 for these few pages that you really want, but we're not doing that to hinder you. Record custodians shall provide requesters with an itemized estimate of charges prior to producing copies.
No,
they're not doing. They're not doing it. They're like, here's your copies, and this is how much you owe us.
Yeah.
And
we've already seen that.
Prior to producing copies of records,
which makes me. Wait, hold on a second. This is the thing, Spoon. So they go and they run all these copies off, and then they tell us, "Hey, you want to pay us $157.70 or 85 cents a page, or would you like to just come in and inspect?" So once we come in and inspect them, what do you do with them copies that you made? Because you've kind of wasted the taxpayers' time and money by making the copies, and instead of just putting them in a machine and then telling the machine to go and scan them all in, so that now. No, wait. Now they're digital, so they're easy to access. You could email them to me or you, and You don't have to what? Throw those pages in the trash can once they've been taken pictures of?
Well, they're going to shred them, I would think.
Oh, I
But
would think. I
in
would think after they tried to hinder the access, instead of just doing what was requested, digital.
but you said yours come out to about what 85 cents a.
She didn't give me a cost on her.
Well, right here it says in section 6-C. I'm gonna hold it up right here. If it does not, the fee does not exceed $10, the fees will be waived. Fees and charges for copies are as follows: 15 cents per page for letter and legal size black and white copies, which is all I've ever got. I haven't got any colored copies. Have you?
She left something. Hold on a second.
The second is 50 cents per page for letter and legal size colored copies, which I have never received any color copies, just black and white. Then labor when time exceeds 1 hour. So
these sticky notes were on the files when I went in there and inspected Monday before last. See, I don't know what that is at 185.27.75. I'm not sure what that is, but there was also this, which said 5 hours, 163.42, 32.68 an hour, 4 times 32.60. I don't.
So you were going to pay the 163.42, and then the 27 something for the pages.
That doesn't say anything in there about paying for hourly wages, does it?
Yes, it says the actual cost. Let's see, was it labor when time exceeds 1 hour? But see what they're doing, instead of taking your one request, and believe me, it doesn't take over an hour to do it, right? If you take your one file request and do it, what they're doing is if you send in 5 files for the last 6 weeks, they're taking all those and going, all right, how long did it take me to get these together? Oh, it took me 4 hours. Well, sure it did, because you put them all 5 together, right? If you'd have done each one separately, it took you like 30 to 45 minutes each file, right? So there would be no cost on your hourly fee right here. And I don't want to, when I'm as a taxpayer already paying somebody $37, $38 an hour, and that, what was that on that sticky note, 32 something? You got somebody you're paying $33 an hour, and that the taxpayer's already paying, and you want to jumble all the records in together in one, and then want to charge me their hourly rate?
You got a calculator? Let me get.
Yeah,
I'll do it. 185. You said 15 cents a page, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So they are trying the 15 cents here.
Okay, well, that's good.
So,
but how many files did you have?
That was one file.
That was one file.
That was one file.
They want to charge you for 4 hours.
185. Yeah, they want to charge me 4 hours or 5 hours of. Well, I guess 4 hours for that file. I wonder what that would be. Let me see. So clear. Why? I don't even understand what 32.68 is anyway.
That's the hourly rate of whoever's doing the redacting. That's the only file you got when you went up there, and she gave you that.
Her file was number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the only 2 files.
Yep.
So they're taking the 2, putting them together, and saying it took us 4 hours.
That don't even make sense. That's 158.47 when it was 157.70. I don't even know. No, it's like I said, it's messed up. I don't, we definitely need to stand up and speak, and I hope that the agenda runs in order. Correct, Spoon?
Should, yeah.
Okay.
But public,
that'll be quick.
Well, what they do is they open with their prayer and all that,
which
and
which
then they
we
go.
I want to I this agnostic clown. I want that out because separation of church and state.
Well, I don't agree with you, but whatever.
I don't care. I'm just gonna fuck with you. You know I'm gonna fuck with you.
I mean, if they're going to shut schools down to put voting booths up, like my kids start school tomorrow. Thursday they have the midterm August elections, right? Thursday they're out of school for elections. So so if you're going to shut school down because education of our children come first, but let's shut them down for elections, and then we went by a church, was it yesterday or day before? And the church yard was just hundreds and hundreds of freaking political signs out there. Vote for this and vote for that. And I'm sitting there like, boy, we went to hell.
Mm. I'm gonna mess with you about it though. I'm gonna pick on them.
Says if more than 4 requests are received within the calendar month, records requests will be agitated at the entity level. The PRRC is responsible for making the determination that a group of individuals are working in concert. See, she's already determined that me and you are working together. So if she gets more than 4 from us combined, it's going to go even slower. I don't. I mean, they're gonna lie and steal and cheat and cover up no matter what. So we'll keep fighting the fight and digging, and eventually get there, right?
Eventually.
So what's really going on in the world today that we can talk about? How about
Well,
Russia? How about Russia continuously getting their butts handed to them by Ukraine? It was supposed to be a walk in the park, and how long have they been there?
it's not about that. That is, dude. You're missing the point.
No.
Everyone's missing the point.
Oh, I ain't missing the point. It's the long game. I know. When's China gonna react to their taking over Taiwan? Is it gonna be? We're gonna wait till after the first year before they make their
No.
move? Huh?
Oh, no. But the currency, man. That's really where it's at. They're going to do the BRICS currency. You know, they're about to release. People don't understand what's happening with the currency. Once if the BRICS currency comes into existence, you're going to want to get rid of your dollars as fast as you possibly can. You know, if a BRICS currency came into existence, I would try to trade if I had a lot of cash, which I don't. I don't invest in cash. If I had a lot of cash, I would be trying to put 25% of my assets into a BRICS currency immediately.
And to the people you're talking about,
BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America. Those are the 5 countries in BRICS. Okay. If those BRICS currencies come in as a new reserve currency, the dollar is on. Um,
it's already on life support. It's on it's on its deathbed now.
oh,
You invested more in crypto.
I did a little bit the other day. I put $40 in one new one, Stellar or something, and then the next day it was up to like 42.50, and I said, "All right, so I'll get out. Fuck, I'm out."
You put 20 in and got out at 42.50.
Yeah, I just made $2 and something cents. I don't care.
Oh,
So
okay.
in and out, quick in and out. Latimer's
Oh my
taking.
goodness. RMed's at $16.34. I haven't looked at
No,
it. Yeah, it's in the
I
green
told you to
bad.
get out. I told you to get out of it a long time ago. But hey, never know. Just
I haven't lost anything.
you ain't lost anything till you sold something. Just remember that. You only take your loss when you only take your L when you sell.
I bought in at like $40, and it's down to 16. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down about $45 between RMed and Sheba.
Now was Sheba. Sheba come back a lot though. Sheba was way down, and it's come back a lot.
Yeah, it's on the uptick.
It was down to like 0.000006 or something. I mean, it was in the toilet, but it's come back a little bit. Hey, did Latimer answer you? Oh, no, he texted. He texted me finally. I know. I'm about to come to bed. I got
If
to make
you
some popcorn.
if she was in the bed, she would be in there asleep. Tell her to shut up, go back.
No, I got to make popcorn. That's kind of our ritual. You know, before she goes to work, it's for I gotta
You got to eat
show up.
popcorn.
Yeah, I show up in bed with popcorn, and I keep her up for like an hour while I eat popcorn. But
Why not? How about you keep shoving the popcorn in until she don't talk anymore?
shoving the popcorn.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know, man. Let's just everyone just needs to watch out. Just pay attention. Things are changing and moving fast. She says she'll stay home tomorrow, so I'm not eating no popcorn. Darn it! You screwed me on my popcorn spoon.
I didn't.
Supposed to go to bed popcorn.
I ain't the one stay gone shopping for the last 5 hours.
Oh, kiss my ass. Hey, it was tax free. I was like, hey, that was pretty good. I was pretty excited about that. Tax free on clothes too. Hell, I ain't got no kids, but I finally got some tax free clothes.
It's been tax free all weekend. You didn't realize that? You just
I was
figured it
wondering
out.
why it seemed kind of busy. I was like, damn, it's kind of busy in here. Shit. Well, hey, she had like $30 in Kohl's cash. Dude, they had jeans in there on clearance for $5.40. Jeans.
Did you get some?
Oh yeah, I bought every pair I found that had my size.
Said that'd be good because I don't wear pants.
I love pants.
Well, that was one of her selling points when we went to Buc-ee's yesterday. Well, you saved $20 in tax. I'm like, woohoo, yeah.
You drove 118 miles to go and support a business that hates truck drivers.
Was it 118 miles? It was more than that.
When I was sitting downtown, I Googled it, and I was like, I was right there by Vol State, and I was like, Buc-ee's.
Oh, really?
And it said, well, for Vol State, it said 118.
Okay. Well, that's pretty close. 120 miles.
Yeah, so you drove 240 miles round trip to support a business that doesn't like truckers.
Well, the whole time I told her that they hated truckers and this and that, and she didn't believe me. When we got there, I said, look at all them signs. You see a truck around? All the signs up. No trucks, no trucks, no trucks. No truck driver in sight. Because she thought I was being over dramatic. I'm like, no. You'll see when you get there.
We smoke free.
What'd you say?
He's talking about a lawsuit.
Who?
Latimer.
About what?
That I want to sign up for that lawsuit, smoke free.
Oh, he's probably talking about us going file a petition. We're going to go file a petition
Well,
in violation of the TPRA and their city ordinance.
oh, they don't care. They really don't care. They got a shitty attorney, so
Yeah. Well, that's taxpayer money well spent there.
Yeah. That's why you're supposed to make him lose. And when he loses, and they're like, oh well, you sure spent it.
That's why I hope there's like 20, 100 people. I wish 100 people would run for mayor and 100 people would run for city council. That way people would, really have a choice,
Well,
Get out there. But the responsibility lies on the people. You got to get out there and vote. And if the normal turnout is less than 30%, that's not really the people speaking. Yeah. Do you remember the county number I gave you? I can't remember.
With the
$4.
$6 million. Oh,
No, the county number that got out and voted in the county elections,
it was ridiculously low.
like 4.7% or something. No, was it 14%? I don't know. It was ridiculously low though. Well, let's end it so you can go.
Yeah,
go
well,
go have your popcorn and.
I'm not having no popcorn. No, I was seeing what Latimer was up to. I texted him earlier and then called, and then we were in Coles looking around when he called back, and I didn't see it. And when I seen it, we was going into Texas Roadhouse. I was like,
Where's my
I'll
onion,
call
by the way?
I got half an onion in there, but
I said
could
bring
put
me
a
a
little-
whole onion.
I could put a little pudding on it for you. I
No.
know that's how you like it.
I told you. I said bring me back an onion. Did I get one? No,
No, I got half an onion in there left.
bastard.
Bastard. Hey, man, I was so pissed at them. They didn't have the 16-ounce sirloin. I was so mad.
What?
Yes. I was like, we're out of 16-ounce sirloins. I'm like, that's all I come here for. I want a big sirloin steak. That's what I want. And then I was mad because I went ahead and downgraded to the 11-ounce, and I was mad about it and bummed. And then I started looking at the menu after they'd already made my order, and then I said, oh, shit, they got barbecue pork. I should have got that. Tried to give that a try. I've never tried it. Yeah, I know you think you're my daddy. You're not that lucky, though.
Yeah.
You just, Mm-hmm. But no, I was pretty bummed. I was like, damn it, man. I have my steak. But we still brought food home. That's all that matters.
Well, I'm sorry we was on so late.
We're late, and I'm
But
getting a little tipsy. This is at Members Mark. It's pretty good stuff. Got me real tipsy real quick.
and you got to listen to your mama because she's fixing to come in there with a whip and chains and beat you.
Oh, please, God, make it be true. Don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah.
Spank me.
Beat me. Beat me, please. Kinky sex is what I need. No, but this is at Members Mark Vodka or something.
Make me like it, mama.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your daddy?
Oh, he's talking about Campbell's June water. Okay, well.
All right, guys, we're gonna skedaddle. We're gonna skedaddle out of here.
So next Sunday morning, because you work, right?
Yep, next Sunday morning.
You work for a pathetic percentage, much smaller than their city recorder does, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm down there. She makes
about 33% more than you do.
She makes about $13 an hour more than I do.
And she doesn't even have to deliver goods or services, or
she's not an essential person to the world. That's for sure.
No.
But if you could be a local political citizen servant for 40 years and make that much money, I mean, hats off to you, I guess. There's a lot of people just blind to it.
I gotta get up in 5 hours and you're in here cackling like
I'm laughing my ass off about it.
I don't care.
You about to beat me with them whips and chains?
I need to go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Shut up.
You gonna beat me with them whips and chains?
Get back there and sleep with the chickens. What the hell's wrong with you?
Evil.
I'm
Oh, she's not coming over to your house, Big Daddy.
It's so fun.
I need to be dating a Portland City police officer because I'm a little drunk.
I heard that.
I can't come over to your house, Big Daddy. Oh, gosh.
You're in trouble.
Oh, God, please. Yeah. I'm coming over so you can do that, Spoon.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go because Puddin's gonna get his ass whooped.
No, please. No. All right,
See
we'll
y'all.
see y'all next week, next morning, Sunday morning, right?
Yeah.
All right. See y'all.